Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. I'm trying to get my camera lined up with the okay. Sometimes I have a little bit of dyslexia with right and left when I'm looking at my screen to know if you can see what I'm working on. So let me just get it all set up and I don't know why. I was feeling froggy this evening. I just started a new section. Well, I got a little bit done, but I just started a new section on my painting and I decided to reach for the stars. And I opened up 2 release papers worth of a section, and that's going to be my goal tonight. I think I'm going to sit in here and listen to some music after I'm done going live and finish up this whole both of these sections because then I will be officially 50% finished with this painting. And this is Chuck Pinson's Country Blessings from Diamond Art Club. Oh, I see I've got a drill missing down here. Huh, I'm going to have to fix that. I got another one down here and it's the same symbol. That's weird. Okay. I lost a couple drills. That usually doesn't happen on my DAC paintings. I don't know. But this canvas has been moved around and shuffled around quite a bit. I used this one for the Chuck Along in March, and I only got just under halfway finished with it, and so I brought it back out for this Chuck Along. And I did in March was when I was staying down in Detroit with Maddie while Austin was off on tour. So I was traveling a lot with this. So I think probably just, the rigmarole of travel, it doesn't surprise me that I might have lost a couple drills here and there. I've been really pleasant. Speaking of that, Mindy and I are working on that Dreamer Designs, that really big diamond painting, the Sunday Morning in Spring, and we've been transporting that back and forth between the two of us for probably about since I want to say probably since February or March. And we switch it out about once a month and between our houses, and that thing is holding up really really well for all of the moving around that it's been doing. So haven't lost that I've seen. We haven't lost any drills or anything, even though we're rolling it up and packing it back in the box and transporting it and all of that jazz. It's still it's holding up pretty well. So yeah, Saturday. So I have not worked on this since last Saturday when we were live together. I have been working. I have that commission crochet project that I have to do for my sister, the baby blanket. So I was working on that all week, and then I was also working on my crocheted socks that Mindy and I are doing for our crochet along that we do on Fridays on her channel. And then I was also working on a couple of sweaters. And then as far as diamond painting goes, I have a Crystal Canvas Art Design Happy Fall painting that has pumpkins and leaves and stuff on it. And I've been working on that out in the living room. I wish I would have brought it in here to show you my progress on it. It's looking absolutely gorgeous. And I'd really like to get it finished in time to be able to display it for this season. And I think I can. I'm trucking away at it. I'm getting a lot done. So I'm just going to quick say hi to everybody who's here that has said hi so far. Judy's here. Hi, Judy and Dawn. Hello, April and Mary Lou and Joe. Howdy, Joe. Tammy's here and Emma and Sue. Hello, Sue and Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Everybody else will probably be filing in. you know, better late than never. But whoever's here is important. It doesn't matter how many people are here. It's the quality of the people that are here, and I'm glad you're here. So let's talk about the party last weekend. So I went live last Saturday night, and I told you guys that I wasn't going to have any adult beverages because I set my alarm really early because I procrastinated. Shocking. I procrastinated and didn't clean the house all week, and so left it all to Sunday morning to do, in addition to all of my cooking that I needed to do. And um let's just say it got done. Okay, it all got done. Everything, the house looked outstanding. Jeff helped a lot. He did the bathrooms and he swept the floors and he took care of the stuff in his back living room. I cleaned up the mountainous mess of craft stuff projects that I had going on in my front living room and washed windows and dusted and cleaned the kitchen and took care of all the old mail that was on the counter. And we have an old wooden freezer. It's like an antique wooden freezer in our kitchen, and we keep cereal and canned goods and stuff in it. But the top of it becomes like a catch-all for it just becomes a catch-all. So I cleaned that all out, off and sorted through everything that had accumulated on there. And I got everything done. I got my potato salad made, my apple crisp made, my beans made. They were delicious. I got all my cooking done. And Jeff had the yard spruced up and beautiful. Nobody ended up swimming, even though it was a hot day. It had been so cool leading up to it, and our nights had been so cool that the pool temperature just was not up there. But still, a good time was had by all. Tons of food, way too much food. We had leftovers all week, and it was just we had a really good time. But this is super super funny. So I've talked about this before. I have what we refer to in my family as event syndrome. And here's what event syndrome is. Event syndrome, and tell me if any of you guys are like this. If you are going on vacation, or it's Christmas Eve, or you're getting ready for a party, there's going to be a party, or any event that's upcoming, you get like an upset stomach and like nervous. And for me, the sure signal of it is that I can't sleep. So I went to bed nice and early last Saturday night so that I could get up early and get ready for the party. And I couldn't sleep. And I was tossing and turning and tossing and turning. And so I grabbed my iPad and I was looking at Facebook and, wasted a little time doing that. And then I tried to go to sleep again. I couldn't sleep. So finally, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I still can't sleep. And it was one of those nights where the moon was really full or really bright. I don't know if it was a full moon, but it was a really bright moon and you could see outside really well. And we have 3 apple trees in our yard that at this time of year especially are dropping, ripe apples. And we live, in the country, and there are a lot of deer around. So we very frequently in our yard have deer coming in to eat the apples that have fallen off the tree. So because it was a bright night, my dogs could see very well outside. So I have in my house, I have a front living room and a back living room. And my front living room has a corner window, 2 big picture windows that form the corner of the front living room. And my back living room at the back of the house has a sliding glass door that goes out onto our deck. So the dogs saw something. I'm suspecting it was a deer. Saw something out one of the windows. So they start running like lunatics back and forth from window to window, to see what I'm assuming were deer eating the apples. And so they're running and running back and forth, and I couldn't deal with it. I just couldn't deal. Hi, Marion. How are you? And Sherry. Um, oh, Mary Lou, my potato salad was delicious. We had quite a few people. We had I'm gonna say we had about 30 people at our party. So it was, yeah, it was just big enough without being too big. Um, but Jeff bought enough food for 70 people. So we're those kinds of people that I'd rather have way too much than not enough. I don't ever want anybody to come to my house and go hungry, you know? So anyway, so my dogs are running. It's 3 in the morning. I've got to get up at 7. I haven't slept yet. My dogs are running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they're driving me crazy. So I decide, screw this. And does anybody else do this when you have to get up at a certain time and you can't sleep? Every time you look at the clock, you're calculating in your mind, like, okay, if I fall asleep right now, I'll have 4 more hours, and then you keep doing it. So that's the kind of game I was playing with myself. So I got irritated with the dogs and I decided, okay, these little idiots are going in their crates. They each have crates that we put them in when we leave the house because they cannot be trusted. They have separation anxiety and they'll be destructive in the house if we leave them to just run all over the house. So I'm like, okay, that's it. I have to sleep. You guys are going in your crates. You're driving me nuts. So Junebug's crate, because she's a temporary guest, is in my living room, in the front room. Boduke's crate is in our mud room, which is attached. It's between our house and our garage. It's an enclosed room between our house and our garage, but it has a door separating it from the main house. So his crate has this weird fastening mechanism. And it fastens on, there's 2 latches, one at the top and one at the bottom. But you have to, and it's wire, you have to like twist the handle, and it brings both latches around an upright piece of metal, and that's what latches it. Well, the bottom piece of upright metal somehow got bent. So you have to be really careful when you're twisting the handle that it catches at the top and the bottom. Well, I wasn't careful and I didn't catch the bottom. And because he was so riled up about whatever he had seen in the yard, no sooner do I get laid back down than I hear him rustling his way out of his crate. So now he's jumping at the back door to get back in the house. I'm like, Jesus. Okay, so I get back up again. I go and I put him in his crate. I put him back in his crate and I closed it again. And this time I thought I had done a decent job. I thought I got it, right? So I get him in there. I go, I lay back down. Not 2 minutes later, I hear him making all kinds of noise again. He had escaped again. So by this time, Jeff wakes up, and Jeff gets up and he goes out there and he decides that he's going to let Boduke outside to go to the bathroom. So I didn't get up this time. So the sliding glass door opens. I hear him, hooking up his lead. I hear Jeff walking around the kitchen, crunching on chips while he's having a snack, while he's waiting for the dog to go to the bathroom. Then I hear the sliding glass door open again, and he's letting the dog back in, and then he opens the mudroom door and goes back out there to put Boduke back in his crate, and I hear all that, and then he shuts the door. So, this is all taking time, right? Time that I need to be sleeping. So finally he gets that all done, and then Junebug, who is in the living room in her crate, starts walking around in her crate. And it's got a plastic bottom, and we can't put a blanket or anything in there with her because she'll chew it up. And she doesn't spend much time in there, so it's not like it's cruel or she's not in there very long or very often either. So, but I can hear her toenails click, click, clicking on the bottom of the plastic crate. So now I'm listening to that and I'm thinking I don't want to talk to her and rile her up even more. So I'm just thinking to myself, please, Lord, just let her get settled and let her get calmed down and let her go to sleep. So she finally lays down and stops click, click, clicking. And then she starts licking her legs. And the house is dead silent, so it makes like an extra loud noise. So now I'm sitting here listening to Junebug licking on her legs, and it's driving me nuts. I can't go to sleep. So finally, I'm like, Junebug, knock it off. So she stops. She stops licking the legs. So then she gets up and she's twirling around again. And then her food bowl, because we feed the dog separately, because Junebug was a rescue dog and she came from a large litter, and she has some food aggression, so we have to feed them separately. So we feed her in her crate. So her food bowl was in there, and her food bowl is metal, and the railings of the thing are metal. So she so now she's banging her food bowl against the sides of the crate. And I'm like, oh Lord, please just stop. So I look at the clock. It's now 5:20 a.m. and I've got to get up at 7. So she finally settles down, goes to sleep. No sooner does it, and we were sleeping that night with the windows open because it was a very, very beautiful night outside, and it was, we were just letting the house get some fresh air. And no sooner does she settle down, and I'm just starting to doze off, my dang rooster starts crowing, and it was so loud because the windows were open, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I hear Jeff laughing, and because he knows that I'm not sleeping through any of this, and he gets up and closes the back room windows so I wouldn't have to hear the rooster quite so much. But so I got virtually no sleep the night before the party, which means I didn't party like a rock star at the party. I was pretty much down for the count pretty early on Sunday night, which was fine. And I think, in the past when we've had these parties, and this was back when we were, much younger and probably a lot more fun, we would stay up until the sun was rising. We would party all night. But now everybody's, getting older and everything. Everybody was gone by like 11. It was kind of perfect. I came in and crocheted a bit and watched some TV, and it was very, very nice, and woke up. But what's weird is I drank, like, I want to say the whole time. The party started at 4. Everybody was gone by 11. And in that whole time, I think I drank 4 beers, which is a lot for me. Don't get me wrong, because I don't drink that often. But I had such a bad headache the whole next day, like a hangover. And I'm thinking, man, you are a lightweight. You can't have 4 beers over the course of 7 hours and not feel it. So, but it was kind of funny because Maddie and her boyfriend ended up spending the night, and they slept out in the camper. And I got up at 2:30 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and I looked outside, and Jeff and Maddie's boyfriend were still sitting out by the bonfire talking. So needless to say, they both had big hangovers on Monday, because we had talked about possibly going kayaking on Monday, but Jeff was a little too groggy for that. He did get up and make all of us breakfast, though, so that was nice. Hi, Deborah. You've been watching your channel but haven't participated in a live chat. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. I'm so glad. Are there swing ropes in my picture, Mary Lou? Yes, there are. Right here. These are the swing ropes. And I did the swing. The swing is down here. Let me see if I can... hold on, I've got a box on the other end of my table. I don't want to push it off. Let me grab this. I pulled out you guys know that I'm I, I change my mind a lot. So I pulled out I started this kit years ago. But I was working on this. It's a really cool dragon from Crystal Canvas. And I pulled that out and was working on it. So, hold on, let me roll that back up. But I had the box of drills sitting. I don't want to knock them off when I move my canvas. But there's my swing right down there. And my mallard ducks. Oh, you can't see my mallard ducks. There they are. There they are. Oh yeah, Tammy, I was losing it. I was seriously losing it. Non-tea items. Can't think of the name. Non-tea items. What do you mean, Mary Lou? Or what do you mean, Tammy? Hey, Sue, how you doing? Oh, hi, Elephants and Diamond Droves. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. It's nice to have you. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? How many colors on this? 66. 66 colors on this one. Country Blessings is what it's called. It is, I'm thinking so far, this is my favorite Chuck Pinson that I've done. It's really nice. It's got just the right amount of confetti and color blocking, and it's fun to work on. I'm having a really good time working on it. Oh, that didn't go there. Where did you come from, little guy? Where did you come from, little guy? Oh, are you talking about this over here behind the swings? This is like a little shed or a little cabin. And then I think there's like a wishing well or maybe an outhouse right here. It's hard to tell sometimes when you're looking at it up close. My favorite part of this, I love the barn. The barn is really pretty because there's a lot of oranges in it. But my favorite part is this little structure right here. Because I love I think they did a really good job charting the cobbled stones in the, it's like a field stone barn type thing. And I think they did a good job of that. I think it looks really good. Sue, that's a really, oh, my purple thing. Oh, Tammy, that's my vape. Hi, Marianne. Yes, it was quite an adventure. Quite an adventure. Sue wants to know when Junebug is going home. So here's the story there. There's been a change of plans. I tell you, my kids, they're going to be the death of me. So the original plan was when Grandma passed away, that Maddie and Austin were going to move up from Detroit and they were going to move into Grandma's house. Well, then Maddie and Austin broke up, but the plan still was that Maddie was going to move into Grandma's house. Well, Grandma's house, I mean, I live in the country, but Grandma's house is in the middle of nowhere. It is like very, very secluded. And Maddie is not a fan of being alone. And so she was not really comfortable with being out there all on her own. And I mean, it's very, there's nothing. I mean, the houses are very, very far apart. It's very dark at night. It just, I honestly don't know how great I would feel about her being there all by herself. Really. So then they were talking because Emily, after she moved back from Tennessee, she has been living with my ex-husband. He owns a condo, and her and the girls have been living with him for, gosh, it's been over a year now that they've been back. And um, so the two girls talked and they decided that Emily and the girls would move in with Maddie out at Grandma's farmhouse. So they started working on it because it's an old farmhouse and it definitely needed some updating. Um, uh, and so they've been working on it with their dad. And then Maddie decided that she doesn't want to live with two little girls, which I can't say I blame her. And so my ex-husband bought a cottage up on Higgins Lake, which is like a very popular recreational lake here in Michigan. And they decided that Emily and the girls and Emily's boyfriend are going to move into Grandma's house. And Maddie is going to move into her dad's condo. So now it's up to Emily to get Grandma's house ready to move into so Emily can move out and Maddie can move in and blah, blah, they're basically just doing a lot of trading of living spaces. So I've been told, so long way around the barn for this answer, I've been told that we will be getting rid of Junebug by October. But I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath. And she's about to get evicted. She's a monster. She's an absolute monster. Oh, Mary Ann, I did not. I am so sorry. I forgot all about that. Shoot, I'm so sorry, Mary Ann. I'm going to write myself a note right now so that I'll remember to go do that. I'll do it right after my live. I'll go out there. Where's my pen? There it is. And I got some paper right here. Okay. Got cat DP info. All right. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you, Deborah. Hi, I'm good, Jennifer. How are you? I am good. I'm good. I'm good considering I am having what I lovingly like to refer to as Diflucus of the blowhole. Okay. I'm so tactless, you guys. It's not even funny. I have IBSD, irritable bowel diarrhea. I have medication that I take for this to try to calm it down and help the stomach cramping and stuff. So I've been dealing with this for many, many years, and I have been on many different medications, and some have not worked. The one I've most recently been on does work. It works very, very well. It is, however, very expensive. And I do have, good insurance, and insurance has covered it. So here's what happened. I have Blue Cross from my employer, but then I also have Medicare because I retired on a disability pension. So Medicare was my primary and the Blue Cross was my secondary insurance. So the Blue Cross is what picked up my prescriptions coverage. So they have what's called a continuum of care, I think is what they call it, where if you have a condition, you have to start out with the least like expensive or the least invasive or the least radical treatment of it, and then work your way up the ladder um, from there. So I started out taking like Bentyl and stuff like that for my IBS, and that wasn't really working. And so then I switched to something else. I can't even remember what it was called, and that wasn't working. And then I started taking the Viberzi, and that was working great. So I've been taking the Viberzi for over a year now, and haven't had haven't been having problems. Well, the insurance, I still have. What they did was they took my Medicare and my Blue Cross, and now I have what's called Medicare Plus Blue. So it's like they combined the into one policy, I guess you could say. But because they did that, it is like getting a brand new insurance policy. So when I went to refill my prescription, um, they said that I had to follow the continuum of care or whatever because it was under a new insurance policy. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. And so this past month, my medication, they made me go back to the old medication, the one that didn't work. So I have been having a horrible time with my stomach like all month, um, until I can, you know, get go back and say, okay, that didn't work. Can I go back to my medicine that does work? But I was talking to Mindy about it yesterday, and I was so desperate that I even went back to the pharmacy and I was like, I'll just pay out of pocket for this month because I can't live like this. It's just horrible. And they said, okay, that's fine. It'll be $4,242. I'm like, what? Okay, I will. I'll suffer through. I'll suffer through. So I'm suffering through this month. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Oh, you couldn't think of the name, so you're trying to use code. Right, Deborah. It's kids' jobs, I think, to give us gray hair, and yeah, yeah. But this dog, I tell you, she's a nightmare. She is an absolute nightmare. Did I tell you that she ate my I had made a hand knit blanket using roving wool, and it was like very expensive for this roving wool. And her crate was it was hanging over the back of a chair in the corner of my living room, and her crate was too close to it, and we were gone, and she was having anxiety and could reach it and pulled it into her crate and tore it limb from limb. That dog, I tell ya. Oh, Deborah, you manage it without medication? I do try to, especially when I try to manage it with my diet as best I can. Especially when I'm having a flare up. I try to control my diet. So I haven't been eating much lately, because just about everything that I can eat affects me. So like today I had rice, and I think that's all I had was some white rice today because I was feeling really crappy today. No pun intended. But the one time I had such a bad flare up, and this has been years, but I'm hoping that this isn't a precursor of that starting again. I had such a bad flare up. I lost over 80 pounds. I was down to 104 pounds, and I'm 5 foot 5 and a half. I looked like Skeletor. I mean, I looked horrible. It was yucky. And then because I wasn't eating right, and I was so thin, we had gone to a New Year's Eve party. It was the one and only time that we ever like got dressed up and went out on New Year's Eve. I mean, in all the years Jeff and I have been together, it's the only time we've done it. And I was walking out to the dance floor, and with some other ladies, because we were there with some other couples. And I was walking out to the dance floor, and someone had spilled a drink, and I was wearing high heel shoes, which I don't normally wear. And I slipped on the drink, and I fell, and I got a stable fracture to my pelvis. So that I was out of commission for 12 weeks. I had to like be immobile. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. That was New Year's Eve 2017. I am I'm an accident waiting to happen, I tell you. I am not one I am so uncoordinated. It's not even funny. Super uncoordinated. Advantage plan. Yeah, usually Sue, my in the past my coverage has been really good. But I don't know. It's the way they explained it to me. It was as if I was getting a new policy, and so now I have to like show them again that is the medicine that I need. And I think it's just their way of messing with me because it's so expensive. They want to make sure it's something I really do need. Yeah, Joe, I should look into that. I should, because it is really starting to get on my nerves. And I like last night. There's a big car show that they have annually in Frankenmuth, and I'm sure I don't. I would think Frankenmuth is a Bavarian city. It's a big tourist attraction here in Michigan, and they have like the world's biggest Christmas store. And they advertise like all over the country, I know. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have heard of Frankenmuth. But they have a big car show every year, and the car show is going on this weekend. So last night, Jeff took Nate and his girlfriend, and they went to Frankenmuth to the car show, but I couldn't go because I couldn't risk walking around outside and not having, ready access to a bathroom at all times. So I sat that one out, and we were supposed to go to the Renaissance Festival today, and we couldn't do that. So, yep, gotta figure something out here. Tammy, that's exactly. Yep. Oh, see, my doctor is helping me. She did like a pre-authorization or whatever so that I can get it next month, like, and showed like all of the treatments that I had previously had. So hopefully. Oh, Marion, you have IBSD too, and you had gastro surgery. What kind of gastro surgery? Like, do you mean like weight loss surgery? Like, or was it a surgery specifically for IBS? because the last my last trip to the uh, gastroenterologist, his solution was, and this was the time that I lost all that weight, um, and couldn't eat hardly anything. His solution was that I get a colostomy, and I was like, no, I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna seek out some other options there. I didn't, yeah, that's not a avenue I was prepared to go down. So what's everybody working on tonight? Are you guys diamond painting, or what are you working? And if you are diamond painting, what are you working on? Especially you, Joe. I'm wondering what you're working on since you finished your big guy. Joe had a big finish this week. If it was me, I would want to do something small. So you kind of get a reprieve from working on those giant projects. You know, it's funny because I was working so diligently on that diamond painting Deutschland, that Josephine Wall huge one, and I was really making a lot of progress and getting a lot done with that. And then it was for an event. I put it up, and a couple months ago, and I haven't touched it since. I go in streaks. I definitely go in streaks. Oh, okay. All right, Marion. Oh, working on DAC Aveline, Mother of the Woodlands Owl. I love that one. That's so cool. Oh, so you just can't get back to it. You know what? Sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes you just need a break. I did a lot of crocheting all summer, and I didn't do much diamond painting at all. But like I said last week, I sat down to diamond paint and last Saturday, and it was the first time I had in a while, and it was so fun. I enjoyed it so much. So this week, I really diamond painted a lot more than I have been the past few months, and I've been really enjoying it. And I've got one that I just got from Dreamer Designs that I haven't unboxed yet. That I kind of specifically haven't unboxed yet because I just know that once I see it in person, I'm going to want to start it. And we all know that I have absolutely zero self control when it comes to starting new projects. And I am so proud of myself. I haven't started a new diamond painting since June. And I think that's got to be some kind of record for me. So I'm sure that once I see this, the one that I just got, I'm going to use that as some form of justification, to start it. So I'm kind of like trying to protect myself by not doing the unboxing. There are so many greens in this painting, and they're just like, there's just like, I don't know, 10 different greens. Oh, okay, Joe. Trying to work on another old whip. Nice. Section. Marianne's working on a section a day of Magic Potion and then in Santorini for your daughter. Awesome. Sue's crocheting. You working on those socks, Sue? Oh, Alexandra, I am so jealous of you right now. I am so jealous. I love that Tennessee River sunset. God, that's a gorgeous painting. So gorgeous. I put myself on the notifications for when that comes back in stock, but I'm really bad about checking my email. I don't have it set up so that it like notifies me on my phone when I get a new email. just because I get so many like junk spam emails, I didn't want my phone going off all the time. So I'm afraid I'm going to miss it when it comes to be restocked. And that's like the most gorgeous diamond painting I think I've ever seen. That Tennessee River sunset, so beautiful. So beautiful. And the day it came out was the day that Mindy and I went to the Michigan Fiber Festival. And we didn't notice the time until by the time and that sold out so quickly that by the time, we noticed that it was noon, it was too late. So I didn't get it, and I wanted that one so bad. But hopefully I'll get it on the restock. Tammy's working on the Golden Valley. That's a gorgeous one. That's one that I didn't initially get that one when it came out. I love Chuck's. I love all Chuck's work. But that one, I didn't jump right on it. But then some time passed, and I kept looking at it, and I did finally end up getting it, and I'm glad I did because it is beautiful. I haven't worked on it yet, but it is gorgeous. Marion's working on Inspiration of Spring Meadows. I did that one for the Chuck Along two times ago. So last year this time I did that one. No? Yes. Judy's switched from DP back to jigsaw puzzles. Awesome. Just finished a 5,000 piece. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. To me, a 1,000 piece puzzle is like a big deal. I can't even imagine a 5,000 piece puzzle. That's crazy. So, what do you do when you're finished with them? When you're finished with them, do you take them all apart and put them back in the box, or do you glue them together? Out of curiosity. Because that, to me, would be heartbreaking. To spend all of that work and then just take them back apart and put them back in the box. Because that's what my daughter Maddie does. She loves jigsaw puzzles, and she'll work on them and finish them, and then look at it for a few minutes and then take it back apart and put it back in the box. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's way too much work. Oh, what painting is it? Do tell. It is it's my first, it's sitting right over here in the box. It's my first Alan Gianna. It's the, what is it called? It can't, let me see. I can't remember what it's called. I got the box right here. Hold on, let's open it. I think it came out on August 18th, if that was a Saturday. Deborah's working on a Big-Eyed Fairy Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, cool. No socks for Sue. I'm loving the socks. The socks are fun. Alexandra, you're 44 hours in. Wow. And still on a corner? That's crazy. Is it just a lot of confetti? It must be. Oh, you got yours at Hobby Lobby for $14. You know what? That's awesome. When they put that stuff, when they do their clearances, they really have good prices, don't they? Hey, Joe, no problem. Joe says, I have my phone on silent during the night, but besides my siblings, DAC texts are allowed through the silent mode. Oh, yes, I noticed that the restocks have been happening during the night. Oh, this isn't even the one. I forgot I ordered this. I just opened the box. I ordered this a long time ago. I haven't opened this one yet either. I ordered this a long time ago because I missed it when it came out. It's Romy Lerda, the Blooming Bonnet. Nope, that's not the one I was thinking. I got shit sitting here I didn't even know I had. I totally forgot I ordered that. Hold on. I guess it's this box over here. Yep, this is the right box. Oops. Kicked my table. It's Autumn Treasures, the Alan Gianna Autumn Treasures. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah. So as soon as it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. And I know I'm going to want to do it. Oh, Marion, you're enhancing it? Okay. The last one I just finished, we're going to glue and frame it. Okay. The 1,000-piece ones you just put back in the box. All right. Joe, there's 66 colors on this one that I'm working on right now. Oh, you didn't get Blooming Bonnet, Sue? That surprises me because I know you're a big Romy Lurda fan. Joe, I didn't get anything today either. There was nothing that I had to have. The only one that I was a little bit interested in was the Richard Lorenz one. I thought that was awfully cute. I love those goofy looking birds. But I wanted to make sure Sue got one, so I didn't. No, I'm kidding. But what one are you chomping at the bit to get? Or ones? The other one, I was talking to Sue yesterday. The only other one that I thought was kind of pretty was the girl riding the sea turtle. But her and I both agreed that it was the rendering of it, it was far too pixelated. Like, it really needed to be bigger for the detail of the image. It kind of reminded me of a Josephine Wall, just the style of the artwork. Oh, I hear Junebug. See, I can't. Okay, so Nate's in his room right now, or he might be outside with Jeff. I'm not sure. And Jeff's outside having a bonfire, and I'm in my craft room with the door closed, so I can't trust Junebug to just be free in the house right now with nobody around. So I had to put her in her crate, and so now she's out there barking and whining. That dog, I tell ya. Hey, Cynthia. How you doing? Oh, you wanted three kings, but you spent a bit on birthday presents for yourself? What did you get yourself for your birthday, Joe? It's so fun getting birthday gifts for yourself, isn't it? You always get what you want. Jeff and I don't really do birthday or Christmas gifts for each other. And I am very, very fine with that because I would much rather buy what I want for myself, than get something that I don't really want. I mean, he's not a great gift picker outer. It's funny because I have a joke that I can't exercise because I'm allergic. So I'm really not like into physical fitness at all in any way, shape, or form. Never really have been. Well, in high school I ran. I was a runner and I was on pom pom. But as an adult, I've never worked out or gone to the gym or gone to Zumba or yoga or anything really. So when Jeff and I first started dating, he was really into rollerblading. So that's going to date our relationship a little bit because rollerblading isn't really in anymore. But he loved to rollerblade. So for the first birthday that we were together, he got me a pair of rollerblades, which I used exactly twice before I fell and just about broke my neck. And then for Christmas, our first Christmas together, he got me a set of pots and pans. Yeah. And then on my next birthday, he got me a vacuum cleaner. So, he's not the most, I mean, it's just typical guy, I guess. So now we don't get gifts for each other. And anything we want, we just buy it ourselves. And I like that a lot better. But never, I mean, never fails though. Every year on Christmas Eve, he always says, we really should get stuff for each other. Don't you feel kind of bad that, we don't have anything for to give each other? And I'm like, no, not really. I'm good with it. And he probably feels that way because I think I give very good gifts. Like one year, this was back when we did give gifts. I got him a hunting rifle one year. I got him a new Keurig one year. I mean, I got him good gifts. He got me appliances. I'm good. Thanks. Cynthia, they did. Dreamer Designs put out a kit with glow drills. Which kit was that? Was it the sea turtle one? Okay, Joe got some Elizabeth Ward storage lids. Guardian Angels diamond painting from Jaded Gem. Oh, that's awesome, Joe. I love it when that happens. You know what, Marianne? That's an excellent idea. My daughter Maddie does the Amazon wish lists, and that's a really good idea. I think that's actually what I'm going to have Nate do this year for Christmas because he's getting to be really difficult to shop for. I think last year, or was it year before? It was year before last. Year before last, I took him Christmas shopping with me. And I said, okay, bud, we're going Christmas shopping. You've got $1,000. Let's go get what you want for Christmas. And he loved it. So he loved it while we were doing it. I think he was a little upset on Christmas morning that he already knew what everything was, but that's all part of growing up. Oh, the lion. Yeah, okay. The lion had the glow drills. Did you get it, Cynthia? Yeah, see, Judy's on board with me. I'd way rather buy my own gifts. It's always what I want. Or like this past year for my birthday, I guess Jeff did get me a birthday gift, but I picked it out. So he got me the crochet kit that I wanted for that crochet along that I still haven't finished. The color, what was it called? It was with the sheep cheese yarn, Color Lab. Yeah, the Color Lab crochet along. Still haven't finished that. It was a tough one. It was a tough the pattern was kind of advanced even for me. Yeah, the sea turtle art was really cool, definitely. Oh, Jennifer, that's a good idea. Give him a list of books. Yep. Joe, you're into sea turtles too? I don't know why. I just like I do like sea turtles. Who was it that had a was it Craftably had a really cool sea turtle diamond painting? I think it was. This was years ago. It's quite old, but I remember a really cool sea turtle. But I'm trying to decide what I want to take for a diamond painting to go to the Texas retreat in a couple of weeks. So that's coming up, and I think I'm going to take mostly I think I'm going to take, just for ease of transportation, I'm going to take my crochet thread and work on my bedspread, because that's nice and small and I can, fit it easily into a suitcase. And I think I'll take a cross stitch project. I don't know how much cross stitching I'll actually do, but I do have, just because it's hard to, for me anyways, I know a lot of people are very, very good at it, but when I'm doing a cross stitch project, the counting, I need kind of silence. Like, I can't visit with people and also make sure that my stitches are going in the right place. So, but I do have a Carolyn Manning cross stitch project that I've started that has a lot of color blocking. So it's a little bit easier to probably count and do the spacing for that. I think I'll take that project. Oh, I'm flying, Sue. How are you getting there? Are you driving? Please don't tell me you're driving all the way to Texas, Sue. You are, if Sue, if you're driving to Texas, you are a badass. Because that is quite the drive for me. Because I briefly considered driving, briefly considered it, and for me to from where I live to San Antonio is about 22 hours, and I was like, nah. I think I'll fly to this one. I did think about driving to the one in February. I don't know. I might still do that. Oh, you're working on a shawl. Oh, with fingering weight yarn, Joe. That's going to be stunning. It's going to have gorgeous drape. I'm really enjoying, because we're using fingering weight yarn for our socks, obviously, and I'm really enjoying working with it. I'm not having a problem with it at all. But I think it's because I've been working with the thread so much lately that my fingers are used to working with um, small yarn. Oh, you're flying. You are flying. Okay. All right. Heck no, Sue. I'm not driving. No. Yeah, Tammy. I can't cross stitch. I'm just not. I'm easily distracted. Just easily distracted. Ugh, Joe, you're finally under 3-digit temps. That just sounds miserable. No, thank you. You can keep that all day. Okay, I'm going to run into you guys in classic Angie style. I am going to run into a little bit of a roadblock on this diamond painting, because you guys all know what my craft room looks like, that it's a giant nightmare black hole mess. And I've actually added to the mess, because part of my projects that had been out in my front room, I needed to clean the front room last week for the party. So what do you think happened to all the projects that were piled out by my chair in the front room? They all came into the craft room. So I've added to the mess. So now this diamond painting had, I keep I only open like one pack of drills per color. So a lot of the colors in this diamond painting had multiple packs of the same color drills. And I usually keep them in the same place. I usually keep them in my I have a drawer on the in the dresser behind me that I usually keep them. Well, because I started this diamond painting when I was at Maddie's last year, I did not follow my normal routine and put my extra drills in that drawer. And I have absolutely no idea where my extra drills are for this thing. And a few of my colors are getting a little bit low. And so I am going to be up shit creek without a paddle coming up very soon. I'm going to have to tear this whole room apart to find my extra drills. I actually considered, just because I have the Art Dot set of 447 colors of all the drills, but I have them in rounds. I don't have a square set. But I seriously considered just ordering a square set of drills so I wouldn't have to dig through this room. That's lazy. That right there is just lazy. Joe, you made a dress out of fingering weight. Wow, that's awesome. I bet that was gorgeous. Mary Lou, you don't have to be young to go to a retreat. People of all ages come. And you know, you don't have to, even if you need a little bit of help, everybody is always happy to help each other out. Um, yeah, you should think about it. Not driving because of the parents. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand that. So you gotta kind of cut back on your travel time a little bit. You know what's interesting? I was talking about this. I don't remember if I talked about it last week or what, but our I am actually gonna fly into Houston, and Kara and Brandy are gonna pick me up and drive me to San Antonio. So I'm flying into the Houston airport because that's where Kara lives. And it was actually way cheaper for me to fly in a day early and get a hotel than it was to fly in on the day of the retreat. So I'm actually leaving on Thursday. So that's interesting. Are you flying out of Detroit then, Sue, or are you gonna fly out of, or are you gonna fly out of? Well, you would fly out of Detroit, wouldn't you? I was thinking Flint might be closer, but no. Yeah, Joe, I'm really kind of looking forward to it because it was I use booking.com like whenever we travel or do anything, which isn't often, but I always use booking.com. So they had a special package deal, and so I got to choose, you know, the hotel, and it was at no additional cost for, to the package to stay at a Hyatt, which is kind of a nice hotel chain, you know. So it's not like a, you know, Red Roof Inn or something. Not that there's anything wrong with a Red Roof Inn, but um, I'm staying at a Hyatt. So I was thinking to myself last night as I was falling asleep, I'm like, that's going to be kind of fun to kind of just have some time to myself and go get a good meal and, you know, hang out in a nice hotel room. Okay, Detroit, yeah. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yep, Tuesdays and Thursdays are cheaper for sure, Tammy. Absolutely. It was weird how much the price changed. I was like, are you kidding me? I can do this like so much cheaper if I leave on Thursday and come home on Tuesday rather than Friday and Monday. Which I suppose a lot of people travel on the weekends, so those are the, prime times or whatever. Oh, you got a car. Yeah. You know what? So I just got off the waiting list though. So I didn't even, you know what I mean? Like you probably already had your plans made and stuff by the time I even got registered. So because I didn't register for it at first. I didn't think I was going to be able to go because of saving money for Maddie's wedding, but then when that didn't happen, I put myself on the waiting list. And there was a last minute cancellation, luckily for me. Now, where did you come from, little guy? Down there. How did you move that far? Yeah, right, Tammy, exactly. The business people travel on those days for sure. Yep, for sure. For sure. Well, I might see you at the airport then, Sue, on Thursday. What time's your flight on Thursday? I think mine's at like 1:15 or something like that. And then I wasn't sure because the last time I flew, which was last summer, we took Nate to Disney for a quick trip. Uh, they had they had pushed back the deadline for domestic flights that you had to have a real ID or an enhanced driver's license if you don't have a passport in order to fly domestically. They had pushed that back to 2023. So I was like, uh-oh, and I don't have that. I don't fly very often. And so I was like, uh-oh, crap. I hope they haven't started that yet because I don't think I have time to get all my documentation and stuff to get that. And it was interesting. I was talking to Mindy about this. I went to get my enhanced driver's license, and they told me that I had to have, for documentation, I had to have proof of all of my name changes. So, in other words, I had to have my first marriage license, my first divorce decree, and my second marriage license. My current marriage license, and my birth certificate in order to get it. And I was talking to Mindy about it, and she's like, no, you don't. I'm like, that's what they told me. And she said that she went and got hers, and all she had to show was her birth certificate. They didn't make her show all of that stuff. And we live in the same state. You would think we would have the same requirements. So I'm wondering if I went to a different Secretary of State, if I would get a different answer. Just get it done and over with so I don't have to worry about it next time. Because I looked, and now they've changed the time frame again. Now I think it's like 2025 you have to have it by. That's what I thought. They push it back. They have shuttles to the hotels from the airport. I'm hoping that they will have a shuttle to my hotel. If not, I'll just have to get an Uber. I didn't. I I thought about that. That's one thing I didn't look at for this particular hotel, was if they had a shuttle or not. But it was listed as a, as an airport hotel, an airport bleh, hotel close to the airport. So even if I did have to pay for an Uber, it shouldn't be too much. Of course, I don't think I've ever Ubered before, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do that, because you guys know I'm a technological idiot. Yeah, so they're doing it even for domestic flights. You have to have the real ID starting in 2025. Either a real ID or an enhanced driver's license. I don't I don't know why. Security, I guess. Um, in New Mexico, you had to do the same, Deborah. Yeah. Well, and it's I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't have any of that. I mean, I've been divorced for 25 years. I don't know where any of that information is. So I'm probably going to have to go to the courthouse and pay for copies and all of that horse shit. Just a big pain in the butt. So much easier in life to be a man, I tell ya. Oh, in Dallas, Tammy. Yeah, I'm flying into Houston though. Did I say Dallas? I meant Houston. I might have said Dallas. Yep, way to make money and waste people's time. Exactly, Sue. Marion, you had to have first marriage certificate, death certificate, new marriage certificate, birth certificate, old driver's license, 2 proofs of residence in New Mexico. Holy hell. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. So what would they accept of as proof of residence? Because for me that would be a little bit tough, because all of our bills are in Jeff's name. Like I don't have any bills in my name. I don't have any cars registered to me. I don't have I mean, I don't have anything. Everything's in Jeff's name. I suppose I have a bank statement maybe. But those actually I don't, because those come I get those online. I get online statements. So I don't even have a hard copy bank statement. Hmm. Yeah, you're right, Tammy. They should. Yeah, Sue, that's exactly what I need to do. But I just didn't think it was, when I went the first time, I just didn't think it was going to be that difficult. I am who I am. Who said that? Popeye? I am who I am. I used to love Popeye. Popeye was a great cartoon. Yuck, 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 yuck. I can't do it, but I loved the way he laughed. No, Deborah, I can't use that. I don't insure my cars. I don't have any, there's nothing with my name on it. I got nothing. I got nothing. Trying to think of, I suppose our health insurance is in my name, so I could use that. Yeah, our Blue Cross is in my name. Oh yeah, that's true, Marion. I could print it out. I could print that out. Heck no, Tammy, I'm not transferring any bills into my name. Screw that, I'll get stuck with them. I'm smarter than that. Yeah, I'm sure I've got something. I'm sure I got something. Oh my goodness. I had, do you ever remember what I said when I first started out tonight? That I opened up these two sections because that was going to be my goal for tonight. I wanted to get both these sections done. Yeah, I don't know. I was feeling so ambitious, but this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Oh, I wanted to tell you. So I'm making a blanket for my sister for a baby shower gift, a crochet blanket. And the pattern called for, the one that my sister picked, called for the Sheepji's Stone Washed Color Washed pack, which came with 58 colors of yarn. So you made 93 little hexagons and joined them all together. So I made all of my 93 hexagons and I'm in the process of joining them right now. But what has occurred to me as I'm joining these is multiply that out. Each hexagon has 2 tails. That is a lot of stinking tails to weave in. So good thing I got a guy for that. But I'm seriously doubting that I'm going to be able to con him into weaving in that many tails. Because that's a lot. That's more than he's ever had to do in a project. Oh, yep, Tammy, I do have that. Exactly. Oh, Mindy's finally here, dinner. Well, it's time to go. Mindy's here. No, I'm kidding. What'd you have for dinner tonight, Mindy? I was just telling everybody how my stomach's been bothering me, so I haven't been eating much. So the only thing I ate today was white rice. So anything's more exciting than white rice. And I'm starving too. It's the weirdest feeling. I was telling Mindy this yesterday. My stomach hurts so bad. Like I have such bad cramping stomach pain, but I'm also hungry. It's the weirdest feeling of having your stomach hurt but you're hungry at the same time. Yes, Jeff. Yep, Jeff's gonna get a little tail. Absolutely, he is. Because in more ways than one. Because I have to pay him for his services. We make deals. We'll be making a deal. In fact, okay, this might be too much information, but you get older and things just aren't as spontaneous as they used to be. You know what I mean? Like, just you don't get all romantic and up in your feels as much as you used to. So things in the love physical department kind of tend to get a little bit, routine, let's say. And it's gotten to the point right now where we're actually kind of on a schedule. And I feel so old about that. But it's kind of nice in a way because then I at least know what to expect. Like, all right, well, I know today's the day. I gotta take care of that. So funny. That's the kind of thing you would never, when you were younger, you would never think that would ever happen to you, but it happens. It happens. Ooh, pork chops. Potatoes and pork chops sounds so delicious. Oh, that's why Mindy's really late. Her and Dale were just danced. So let me ask you then, was it scheduled dancing? Do you schedule your dancing or do you have impromptu dancing? Because we work on a schedule these days. Oh, Marion, I don't blame you. Yeah, it's way too hot for anything else. A sandwich, good cold sandwich sounds good. It must be, one of the main things I enjoy about camping is having a bonfire. So it must be tough to go camping where it's so hot that you have absolutely no desire to have a campfire. Exactly, Jennifer. At least yep, at least it's still happening even if it is a schedule. See? Cynthia, I am right. I never thought I would be this old. Oh. Impromptu. Oh, there was a quiz question in a magazine about the song. Oh, so you were actually dancing. Oh, Mindy, I thought you were using dancing as a code word. You actually did dance. Okay. Okay. I thought dancing was. Am I alone here? Or did everybody else think she was using dancing as a code word? I was like, okay, whatever you want to call it. Oh, thanks, Sher. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And I mean, then to okay, now we're going to combine the two topics of discussion for the night: my irritable bowel and um, code word dancing. It makes the fact that I'm in the bathroom all the time makes me feel a little less than desirable. You know what I mean? It's like kind of a turn off. See, everybody thought it was code word. Thank you. Thank you. I thought she was using a code word. I thought, wow, Mindy, oh, little afternoon delight. Oh, too funny. Too funny. um, but I guess that oh, code word to Mary Lou about my purple thing. Yeah. And I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about. I'm like, what? What are you even saying? And then I'm worried about that on the plane too because I don't know if they're expensive. I don't know if they have them in Texas. The ones I like anyways. I don't know if they're gonna let me take it in my purse. Just so many questions. And I will be one cranky person if I have to go without that for 5 days. It'd be like a person having to go without their coffee. Oh, you're glamping now. There's no picnic table. What kind of a campground doesn't have a picnic table? Oh, you'll appreciate this one, Marion. Speaking of glamping, this was the last we usually camp over, like on the eastern side of the state, the Lake Huron side of the state. It's just the rivers there are great for canoeing, and there's a lot of just it's just it's we're the side of the state that we're nearer to and we're more familiar with. So when the kids were growing up, that's where we did most of our vacationing, was on the eastern side of the state. One year, and it was going to be the last year that we were going to be vacationing together as a family before Emily went off to college. We decided that we wanted to do our summer vacation over on Lake Michigan, and we wanted to go like to Ludington and to the sand dunes and that sort of thing. So I was looking for campgrounds to make a reservation at, and I found one that was near where we wanted to be. And as I started filling out the online reservation information, it actually, you had to put in there what model and year your camper was and what model and year your tow vehicle was. And they would not allow in their campground any camper or tow vehicle that was older than a certain number of years old. Isn't that snooty? I had never ever before or since encountered a snooty campground. And we got so, but it was the only place we could find in the area that we wanted to be. So we went there. And we get there, and it was so, like you were saying, glamping. It was concrete pads. Um, there was a picnic table, no fire pits. Um, like there was no nature at all. It was just very, very. It was weird. It was just weird. I think they even had like a pool. It was strange. Oh, I thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, he thinks I'm something. I don't know about beautiful. My irritable bowel in my purse. No, Mindy, my vape pen. My my purple thing. My breeze. There, Mary Lou. I'm flying out on the 21st, which is a Thursday, and coming home on the 26th, which is a Tuesday. So it goes from this one. It's weird because all the other retreats I've ever been to before have always been Thursday to Sunday, and this one is running Friday to Monday. So a little bit different timing this year than I've experienced before. I think it is combustible, Tammy. I think it can. It's not supposed to be, but I have seen them. Oh, contraband. I'll contraband you. And they're expensive too. So I don't want to like have a couple in my purse or in my luggage and then have them throw them out. You know what I mean? Because they're about $15 a piece. And then I was thinking too, the last time I flew, where was I going? Oh, when I went to the Red Boot retreat. This was a couple of years ago. I did take a crochet project on the plane with me and worked on it, but it was like a 5 millimeter hook. You know what I mean? It was like a normal size crochet hook, and nobody said anything at all. But what I wanted to take to work on this time was my um, my bedspread, which is crochet thread and a 1.5 millimeter hook. Do you think they would consider a 1.5 millimeter hook to be like a weapon because it's pointy? And I don't want them to throw away my hook. You know, if I get to the security and they're like, oh, you can't take this on the plane, I don't want to have to throw away my hook because I need it. So I better just check that too, I suppose. Better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, Marion, it wasn't fun at all. It was not fun. Jeff still complains about that campground when we talk about going camping. Make sure it's not stupid like that one place you put us in. Like, it was an accident, okay? I didn't know. It was the only place around. I didn't know campgrounds could be snooty, but I guess they can. See, I'm probably going to have to go online and see if they sell these in Texas because we might just have to stop at the gas station or something. You're right. I'm going to have to stop at a store anyway on the way because I drink Diet Coke like it's water. And I am going to have someone, or I'm going to have to stop at a store to get a case of Diet Coke for me to have for the weekend. Maybe some chips or something. Little snack. Snack. Yeah, I can definitely pack them in my checked luggage. I know that, the crochet hooks, but I wanted to take it on the plane with me so I could work on it during the flight. I'm not a very good flyer. I get claustrophobic very easily, so I always try to make sure that I get an aisle seat because the overhead compartments aren't, so um, down, so like close to your top of your head. And I like to be, and I think everybody does, but I like to be towards the front of the plane because I hate it when you land and everybody stands up to try to deplane, and it's just like a mob of people there. It just makes me feel very anxious. But it costs you so much extra to choose your seat for a flight, and the closer you are to the front of the plane, the more it costs. So I'm like, whatever, I'm going to save the money and let them put me where they put me. Yeah, that's a good idea, Cynthia. That's exactly what I should do. Exactly. But all right, guys. Well, I am going to head out and let you carry on with your Saturday night. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me tonight. I had a good time. We didn't really talk about much, did we? It feels like the time just kind of went by and all I did was, I don't know, I didn't really talk about much of anything. But I'm so glad that you guys were all here with me. And I will talk to you soon. And I will see you next week. All right. Good night, everybody.